Borum was a legend among the faithful of Erden, the god of life and light. He was a paladin of unmatched courage and skill, who traveled the lands to spread the word of his god and fight against the forces of darkness. He was beloved by the people, who saw him as a hero and a protector. He was feared by the enemies, who knew him as a relentless foe and a bringer of justice. Borum's shield was his most prized possession. It was a gift from Erden himself, who blessed it with his divine power. The shield could heal the wounded, purify the corrupted, and repel the evil. It shone with a radiant light that inspired hope and awe in those who beheld it. Borum wielded it with pride and honor, never letting it leave his side. But Borum's shield also attracted the attention of Manvur, the god of death and fate. Manvur was concerned by Borum's actions, which he saw as an interference with the natural cycle of life and death. He believed that Borum was preventing death from claiming its due and prolonging life beyond its limits. He decided to send his own champion to confront him. The champion of Manvur was a priest, clad in a simple black robe and carrying a scythe. He was a follower of inevitability, who could see the destiny of all things and guide them to their end. He was respected by the people, who saw him as a wise and compassionate counselor. He was misunderstood by the enemies, who knew him as a cold and distant observer. The priest found Borum in a remote village, where he had just finished healing the sick and preaching to the villagers. He approached him calmly, claiming that he spoke for Manvur, and that he had come to restore the balance between life and death. Borum refused to listen, and saw him only as an enemy of Erden and a threat to the innocent. He challenged him to a duel, and prepared for battle. The duel was brief and decisive, ending with Borum's victory. He had managed to strike down the priest with his shield, breaking his scythe and his robe. But as he fell, the priest uttered a final blessing, invoking Manvur's name and power. His soul left his body and entered Borum's shield. The shield glowed with a strange light, then turned grey. Borum felt a sudden chill in his arm, as if something had touched him. He looked at his shield in wonder, as he realized what had happened. He had been imbued with Manvur's essence, which now dwelled in his shield. He tried to drop it, but it was too late. The shield was bound to him, and he could not let go. Borum felt a change in his mind, as well as his body. He began to hear voices in his head, whispering dark secrets and revealing hidden truths. He began to see things differently, noticing the flaws and weaknesses in everything around him. He began to question his faith in Erden, wondering if he had been wrong all along. He returned to his order, hoping to find help and guidance from his fellow paladins. But they were shocked and appalled by his appearance and his words. They accused him of being corrupted by Manvur, of betraying Erden, of becoming an enemy of life itself. They expelled him from their ranks and ordered him to leave at once. But Borum did not leave alone. He had gained some followers along the way, who had witnessed his deeds and heard his teachings. They were intrigued by his new perspective on life and death, which seemed more balanced and realistic than Erden's dogma. They believed that Borum had been chosen by both gods for a greater purpose than anyone could imagine. They followed him into exile, forming a new order of their own. They called themselves the Order of the Two Gods, honoring both Erden and Manvur, balancing life and death in all things. They extended this balance to all aspects of life, including good and evil. They became known as healers and warriors, saviors and destroyers, friends and foes. They still exist today, carrying on Borum's legacy. Some admire them, some fear them, some hate them, but none can deny their influence and power. They are the followers of Borum, the champion of two gods.